Right. Welcome to class. Once more, I want to say thank you to everyone that joined the class this morning. It's a beautiful one. From Nigeria. Okay. From Nigeria and other parts of the world. So welcome to Conclave. The conclave is what we do every Monday morning, 5 a.m. from Nigeria time. That's West Africa time, 5 a.m. The conclave. The conclave. Now, from what we know, conclave is not secret meeting. Please, I want us to work on people as we relate to them in area of this. Conclave is not a secret meeting. Rather, conclave is a meeting where secrets are discussed. I'll repeat it again. Conclave is not a secret meeting. Rather, conclave is a meeting where secrets, where important issues, where issues that is not deliberately discussed in the public are discussed. So that's the definition of conclave. So when you hear the word conclave, you know that these are important things will be discussed, and it's not, they don't want to make it public. They don't want to just come and make it in the open. So have that definition at the back of your mind. Okay, I will start with this. Someone made this post, said America invents, China skills, China skills, Europe regulates. Then what about Africa? If we look at Africa, Africa have a very big question mark. And I will appreciate we look at it critically. What do you think Africa should do in this regard? Where America is inventing, China is scaling, Europe is there to regulate. What do you think Africa should do? This is how I want to start this class, this conclave this morning. What do you think Africa should do? What area do you think Africa should come so that they can be part of this global party? I always use that word, global party, because in the party, they know America for inventing new things, coming up with ideas and all that. They know China for scaling. They know China for scaling it, mass production and the rest of it. They know Europe for regulations, to making sure that these things are properly regulated, so that it's fit into human being and all. Then when it comes to Africa, what's the place of Africa? So remember, it's a conclave, it's a meeting. So let's discuss what's the place of Africa. So I'm making it open for us. Let's discuss on this, then we'll move on. Let's discuss. So the floor is open for us. Let's discuss on it, please. Anyone? You're welcome, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I think Africa will manage aspect of management.
Okay, management. Okay, beautiful. I love that. Africa is more of a management. Beautiful. I love that. That's a good one. Okay. Madam Karen, what do you think Africa should do? Where do you think Africa should come in?
I think for Africa, so far, we've shown that we're good in innovation and creativity. Not invention, but innovation and creativity. If you check our music industry, our food industry, entertainment, and a whole lot of other areas, even crafts, I think we're doing very well and leading in that regard.
So Africa is innovation and creativity. So when America invents, as China is scaling it, Europe is regulating it, we innovate it, we make it better. That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. In fact, the the two answers just sweet, just sweet. I love that. Okay, IJ, please, what's your take on this? What's your take on this? IJ, what's your take on this? Hello, IJ. Are you? I hope you're in this meeting session with us.
Yes, I am. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning, morning. You're welcome. So, what's your take on this, please?
There's management.
Management.
They
Okay,
manage.
beautiful, beautiful. I love those beautiful responses. That's very, very good. Okay, no, so haven't gotten to this point, and all the beautiful explanations. It simply tells us that there is a whole lot Africa can do. There's a whole lot Africa can do. And from my own personal experience, this is what I wrote down. Africa deploys. And what is deployment? The action of bringing resources into effective and efficient use, action. And that's exactly what you people have just said, the area of management, area of innovation, area of creativity. Yes, Africa can turn things, can make things happen. Like the music industry you use, for example, madam, I mean, it was, beautiful. They took the music industry to a whole new height. The film industry, the same thing. They took it to a whole new height. Whatever it is, just look at it. I mean, it becomes something else. That's Africa for you. But the reality is, do we understand this? Is there a deliberate attempt to make sure that Africa becomes the head of capital, the capital of deployment, the capital of management, the capital of innovation and the creativity? And it's you and I that will pass this information. It's you and I that will let these younger ones, especially this younger generation, that you have so much inside of you. You can be part of this party, this global party, by your ability to innovate, by ability to recreate, to make things happen a different way, by ability to reinvent, and ability to also invent. If you go back to history, most of the inventions were done by blacks. Yes. And history also known that invention started, or civilization started from Africa. Invention started from Africa. Think about it. So Africa can be the best continent in deployment, in management, innovation, creativity. But it is our duty to make it happen. It's our duty to make it happen. That brings me to this, the evolution of modern human in 21st century. The codes. The codes. There's an evolution coming already. I mean, it's no longer hidden. The evolution is here with us. We are used to the Charles Darwin's evolution theory. Now, we're not talking about Charles Darwin again. We're talking about a new evolution of human. And it's already here with us. It's already here with us. And how are we responding? How are we responding to it? Because it's cutting across every area of life. Everything we know about life is already inside it. How are we responding to it? That's the essence of conclave. So constantly bring it to our consciousness. There's an evolution. There's a new era. How are we responding to it? How prepared are we? And this is the era. The era where we have humans, the humanoid, and significant personalities. I will explain. The humanoid and the human, the significant personalities. When you look at this critically, when you look at it from all intents, the world has been divided into three. Yes, into three. The humans, which all belong to. Then the humanoid. What made up the humanoid is simply human, the IT world, the AIs of this world decided to sit down to create an androids, to create AI that is in the shape and in form of human being. That's all. That's it. And from what we've seen so far, these things, this AI, they have so much capacity when it comes to speed, when it comes to endurance. Human being can get tired and say, I can't do this, or I'm tired of this. Let me do this. Let me continue. Give one or two excuses. But humanoid will not give excuses. Humanoid will continue to do whatever you ask him or her to do till you are sure the job is done as it was programmed. The area of excuses is off it. However, there are other areas that they don't have, that they don't think, and the rest of it. So the question is, how do we balance using humanoid, it's human, in the place of our work, in our lives? We are getting to that point where you walk in the street, and for every 10 persons you are passing, you're meeting 5 humanoid and 5 human beings, and we all look alike. You're meeting 5 human beings, 5 humanoid, and we all look alike. Think about it. That is where we are heading to. Now, if you look at the work office organization, part of it, where work skills comes in play. Humanoid, as we speak, is doing so much in the area of skills, especially the entry-level skills, thereby reducing the capacity of engaging the real human being. It's no longer news that the tech world, they're already asking their staff to step down. They're already, disengaging most of their staff from Microsoft, or to just check them. Many of them, the Amazon of this world. I mean, this is an open information. Go online, Google it. They are already reducing their staff in thousands and replacing them with humanoid and AI applications. Think about it. They are already reducing. And this thing will not take time like it used to take time. Africa, it just hit Africa. It will hit every other part of the world. Remember, what used to take 100 years before now came down to 50 years. As we speak, it only takes 5 years. It will become a global phenomenon. Secondly, as I speak to you, China is already running massive production of humanoid. These are information that is already there. China is already running massive production of humanoid. I will ask again, where do we come into this? How do we come into this? Where do we come into this? If China is running a massive production of this, what do you think? Remember what is happening to us already. Go and check everything in your house. Check everything in your house. Just check everything in your house. Almost 80 to 90% of things in your house is made in China. Yes. Virtually everything you have in your house is made in China. Now, this brings us to that point where if virtually everything we use is made in China, what will now happen to us as China is doing massive production of humanoid? So, global distribution becomes very, very simple. No matter how we want to regulate it, global distribution becomes very, very simple. As I speak to you, they've gone into a massive production of electric cars. So very, very soon, there will be also massive use of electric cars. Companies in Nigeria, where I'm speaking from currently, is already running global production of electric cars. You come to the street, you will see people driving electric cars. That's to tell you the era we are in. So humanoid, give humanoid 3, 4, 5 years, max of 5 years, humanoid will be everywhere. And that's where the division of human being into 3 parts comes in significantly. The first human being here, that's where you have the humans, is we have a set of human, they'll be well-dressed, live in good house, drive good cars. However, that may not be quite effective. That may not be effective. That may not be comprehensively engaged as human. Why? Because all the things that you're meant to do as human being, another set of human is doing it called humanoid. Especially for the first entry needs, humanoid will take over. That's simple truth. Now, from the question I asked us initially, where we said Africa will be good in management, innovation, creativity. My question is, how many Africans are really, really, really ready to innovate? And that is where significant personalities come in. That is where we are looking at Africans, we're looking at global personalities. Your ability to move yourself, to think and develop yourself to become better than the humanoid, to control the humanoid is what we'll be looking at in the next 6 months. What will I do to be better than the humanoid? What will I do to live above the humanoid? Remember, these things don't have thinking capacity. They only process what we put inside of them. So is the same human that creates humanoid and gives humanoid the capacity and the speed at which it's operating. However, our job as human gives us the capacity to think, the capacity to empathize, which I also call it the era of empathy. So if we can think and empathize and create things, humanoid will be definitely under us. However, for those that cannot think, for those that are waiting to be fed, to be told what to do and the rest of it, they will be under humanoid. Yes. And funny enough, most of us human beings or humans don't have the capacity to think. I'm very sorry, but that's simple reality. So that means that over 90% of human, of a population of 8 to 10 billion humans, will be under the influence and control of a humanoid. Yes. So the people who call the significant personalities are those who have the capacity to think, those have the capacity to manage, innovate, create, those who have the capacity to make things happen. These are the ones that will now control the humanoid, that will now control the remaining percentage of human. And these significant personalities are very, very few in number. It's about 10%. So our challenge will be, how do we move those of 90% into the 10%? And this has nothing to do with your position. It's all about your ability to showcase who you are and what you can do. Let's take this. I deliberately brought this so that we understand. This is a report by World Inequality Database, WID. Is also an official, the information is online there. According to World Inequality Database, they say that the wealthiest and people on earth are the 10%, of the population, which control the 75% of global wealth, while the bottom 50 hold almost nothing. Think about it. The bottom 50 holds almost nothing. The bottom 50 hold almost nothing. That's reality. That's the reality of life. Now, the question is, are you part of the bottom 50? And that's reality is over 90% are in that bottom 50. Over 90% are part of that. They also said that the share of the 0.01%, you can imagine, out of the 10%, there is another percent that is 0.01%. So in reality, it's less than 9%. Or let me use that word, is above 9%. So we are looking at 0.01%, whose wealth have grown from 8% to 12% from 1995 to 2022. We are just in 2025. Think about it. So if you're to look at it critically, the people that are in charge of this world, the economic of this world, everything about this world is only 0.01%. Just think about it. And this 0.01%, they are the one that determine what happened. So a critical look of this simply says that the mass production of the Android is being determined by these people that are called the 0.01%, which I call the significant personalities. So it's even beyond the 90%. So we're looking at 99.0.09%. Let's say, yeah, something like that. Yeah. 99.9, yeah, 0.9, yes. Think of it. That's what we're looking at, 99.9. That's the reality we are facing. So how do we move these people from here to the 0.01%? How do we move them? How do we move them? How do we move them? Remember, this data was given to us by World Inequality Database. So it's the data that is global. You can search for it. So these are the people, the 0.01% are able to decide so many things about us. Maybe I'll get some other videos for us to also watch about the bigots of this world, the former president of United States, the biddings of this world, and so many other people. All they are looking for, population control, so many things. What should we do to make things happen differently. That's what they are thinking. But from us, from the conclave, I want us to understand who these people are and how we can become the same physical personality and pull and position ourselves in the right place to enable us do what? Change our own world around us so that the effect of these decisions will not be much on us. And that brings me to this definition. Who are they? Significant personalities. These persons consist of individuals, groups, entities, organizations, just mention them, whose collective actions, innovative ideas, and resilience drive economic growth, social change, and global programs and progress, despite prevailing challenges. Yes. So any day you see yourself doing this at this global capacity, then you become a significant personality. They will not just wish, wave you aside. They will look for you. Yes. Now, the significant personalities are driving the global economy, overcoming global challenges, and shaping global trends. They are the trends. Yes. When you see things happen, they are the trends. Most of the things that you see happen, from war to brokering of peace, coming up with what we wear, what we eat, the kind of food we eat, both the natural food and the synthetic and everything, just the some kind of diseases around that happen around. These are products of these significant personalities, both the good and the bad. Yes, yes, yes. These are the products that come from these personalities. So the reality is on us. And like I said earlier, the edge we find ourselves, which the humanoid is one of them, is bringing these realities into us, on us, where the way we used to do things have drastically changed.